Artificial intelligence! No, not the movie with Jude Law playing a sex robot, but the concept of a living, thinking being constructed outside of natural evolution. As we march ever towards the apex of machine life, people often say, "Now hold on just a minute, shouldn't we be worried about these robo-brain thingies going all Skynet on us?" To these people I sneeringly say, "Oh duh, technology is bad, fire is scary, Thomas Edison was an idea thief and an elephant murderer." I mean, it couldn't possibly turn out all that bad, could it? Cephalon, from the Greek word kephali for head, is the Orokin name for what seems to be a form of highly sophisticated artificial intelligence. Would you look at that? We did a learn. They were originally created by the Orokin as one of the many technological long jumps they seem to be esteemed for. However, they are still used today by both the Corpus and the Tenno for ship management, training exercises, and information storage. Oh yeah, and they've got a sense of humour.
If I may say, operator, your chosen Warframe suits you. Ha ha.
If you can call it that. We know that there have been several series of Cephalon, with each set being more advanced and capable than the last. Our very best friend, and reason for a volume slider, Ordis, is considered an antique by current standards, with newer Cephalons being much more common. They are each capable of forming their own distinct personalities, albeit rather irritating ones, and are created for specific purposes which they will go to extreme lengths to achieve. They take on a visual representation in the form of geometric shapes composed purely of light. Each Cephalon gets to choose their own form, and apparently this choice reflects something that inspires them. I think I know exactly what I'd choose. Being the considerate little light bulbs that they are, this form seems to be solely for the purpose of interacting with us squishy organics and our need to anthropomorphise everything. Daw, how sweet. It seems that Cephalons will alter these forms when something significant or damaging happens to them. For example, Ordis has a crack in his visual representation, which denotes acknowledgement of his fractured mind, rather than real physical damage. Similarly, Jordis, when corrupted by the infested, changed his form to include infested tissue growing on him. Gross. Currently, we know of 8 Cephalons that exist in-game. These are, of course, Ordis, our emotionally fragile cube of sunshine and bloodlust; Cimaris, the ominous librarian, trying to digitize organic life; Suda, the studious syndicate leader, documenting the universe and sending out death squads to all the naughty girls and boys; Cordelon, the know-it-all amateur journalist who answers questions for the more inquisitive Tenno; Jordis, the ship Cephalon, driven mad by the infested, who is decidedly past tense these days; and Vul, Sark, and Apnar, who, whilst they are, charming, are little more than flags for the Conclave's competitive modes. Despite the seemingly innocent trope of artificial intelligence running all the admin and being generally clever, there seems to be a big secret surrounding the creation of at least some Cephalons. Recently, DE added a new treasure hunt mechanic in-game where you'd hunt for Cephalon fragments across the origin system. Once completed, they'd show you a simple picture with a small snippet of lore accompanying them. Or so it would appear. If you find the exact point on the pictures where the accompanying static sound intensifies the most, Ordis reveals small parts of his past. Now, we all expected some Daisy, Daisy, gimme your answer do shenanigans, but the truth is a lot more tragic as it turns out. It becomes apparent that he has ruined his own mind in order to forget what he actually is. That is to say, originally he was some kind of tribal mercenary in the employ of the Orokin, who suffered a fate literally worse than death. His name was Auden Karis, and after years of service to the Orokin, he found that he was terminally ill. His warrior philosophy demanded that he die in glorious battle, and so he decided to do what most thought impossible: kill an Orokin. I suppose everybody's got to have a bucket list. So after a touch more murder here and a sprinkle of pillaging there, the Golden Rulers offered him a place amongst their ranks as an immortal. Disgusted by this offer, Karis hatched a cunning plan. On the day of the ceremony, he went into a suicidal berserker rage and brutalised the nearby Orokin. As he lay dying, he saw the Orokin delighted by his display, and Executor Ballas granted him the immortality he'd tried to decline as some sort of cruel punishment. Hell of a severance package, am I right? Ballas fed him a mysterious red fluid, and his brain was either copied or converted into Cephalon form before he was charged with guarding and aiding the Tenno indefinitely. Ordis was always clearly more than he seemed, but his origins turned out to be surprisingly tragic, having the glorious warrior's end he craved stripped away from him before being condemned to slavery forever. From fighting wars to making bad puns. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. I might even turn him back on.
Welcome back, operator.
Maybe not just yet. Now, disturbing though it is, it also asks some important questions about the Orokin and their longevity. Warning, speculation incoming. My take on this is that the Orokin, the Cephalons, and the Warframes are all connected. My theory being that the Orokin have digitised their own consciousness into a Cephalon-like form and used replaceable bodies much like the Warframes with a much less combat-oriented design to extend their lifespan indefinitely. This makes sense seeing as one of the running themes in Warframe is post-humanity. Bionic clone soldiers, technologically dependent traders, mutant flesh monsters and psychokinetic teenagers aren't really that far from humanity giving up their physical form. But I digress. Like everything in this Poxy game, we unfortunately know precious little, so maybe everything I just said will be disproved in a couple of weeks. With Dee's update schedule, I'll probably be spewing shit for another year before I'm corrected. Ooh, burn! Hello again, you wonderful nerds. Thank you very much for making it this far. As usual, if you want to talk shop in the comments, feel free to do so. I'm always open to suggestions. Wink. And the Cephalon that lives in my channel would very much appreciate if you helped him achieve his purpose by clicking that like or subscribe button just down there. Yeah, just there. Yeah, nice. Once again, guys, this has been Loreframe, I have been Luke, and you have been awesome. Have a good one, you nasties.